Chapter 1, page 24, in the middle. Get over here and kneel down. I'd been kneeling on grits since I was 6, but I never got used to that powdered glass feeling beneath my skin. I walked toward them with those tiny feather steps you expect of a girl in Japan and lowered myself to the floor, determined not to cry, but the sting was already gathering in my eyes. T-Ray sat in a chair and cleaned his nails with a pocket knife. I swayed from knee to knee, hoping for a second or two of relief, but the pain cut deep into my skin. I bit down on my lip, and it was then that I felt the wooden picture of the Black Mary underneath my waistband. I felt the wax paper with my mother's picture inside, and her gloves stuck to my belly, and it seemed all of a sudden like my mother was there, up against my body, like she was bits and pieces of insulation molded against my skin, helping me absorb all this meanness. The next morning I woke up late. The moment my feet touched the floor, I checked under my mattress where I'd tucked my mother's things, just a temporary hiding place till I could bury them back in the orchard. Satisfied they were safe, I strolled into the kitchen where I found Rosaline sweeping up grits. I buttered a piece of sunbeam bread. She jerked the broom as she swept, raising a wind. "What happened?" she said. "I went out to the orchard last night. T-Ray thinks I met some boy." "Did you?" I rolled my eyes at her. "No." "How long did he keep you on these grits?" I shrugged. "Maybe an hour." She looked down at my knees and stopped sweeping. They were swollen with hundreds of red welts, pinprick bruises that would grow into a blue stubble across my skin. "Look at you, child. Look what he's done to you," she said. My knees had been tortured like this enough times in my life that I'd stopped thinking of it as out of the ordinary. It was just something you had to put up with from time to time, like the common cold. But suddenly the look on Rosaline's face cut through all that. "Look what he's done to you." That's what I was doing, taking a good long look at my knees when T-Ray stomped through the back door. Well, look who decided to get up. He yanked the bread out of my hands and threw it into Snout's food bowl. "Would it be too much to ask you to get out to the peach stand and do some work? You're not queen for a day, you know." This will sound crazy, but up until then I thought T-Ray probably loved me some. I could never forget the time he smiled at me in church when I was singing with the hymn book upside down. Now I looked at his face. It was despising and full of anger. "As long as you live under my roof, you'll do what I say," he shouted. "Then I'll find another roof," I thought. "You understand me?" he said. "Yes, sir, I understand." And I said, and I did, too. I understand that a new rooftop would do wonders for me. Late that afternoon, I caught 2 more bees. Lying on my stomach across the bed, I watched how they orbited the space in the jar, around and around like they'd missed the exit. Rosaline poked her head in the door. "You all right?" "Yeah, I'm fine." "I'm leaving now. You tell your daddy I'm going to town tomorrow instead of coming here." "You're going to town?" "Take me," I said. "Why do you want to go?" "Please, Rosaline." "You're going to have to walk the whole way." "I don't care." "Ain't nothing much going to be open but firecracker stands in the grocery store." "I don't care. I just want to get out of the house some on my birthday." Rosaline stared at me, sagged low on her big ankles. "All right, but you ask your daddy. I'll be by here first thing in the morning." She was out the door. I called after her. "How come you're going to town?" She stayed with her back to me a moment, unmoving. When she turned, her face looked soft and changed, like a different Rosaline. Her hand dipped into her pocket where her fingers crawled around for something. She drew out a folded piece of notebook paper and came to sit beside me on the bed. I rubbed my knees while she smoothed out the paper across her lap. Her name